Okay, so here we are in the tutorial of Hello Neighbor 2. We'll be posting the rest of the game after this, or if you're looking for a video that tackles a specific day or night in the game that you're having difficulty with, feel free to check out the channel. So we'll be posting those individually, and there will be an entire walkthrough posted as well. The tutorial essentially is just giving you a rundown, like most tutorials would, of how the game is played, how to collect items, where they can be used, how to place things. In my opinion, the tutorial does not do the rest of the game justice as far as difficulty is concerned. So while the tutorial is quite straightforward, you're going to pick up this crowbar and you're going to move this plank here, and it's giving you how to jump over things and how to climb things as the tutorial moves along. But there is little to no help when you actually get into the game. Like I said, the tutorial does not do it quite justice. So you're just simply collecting these gear wheels in the tutorial and placing them on the wall so that you can open this door here. So we have the blue one, we have the red one. We're going to throw the crowbar at this glass here, pick it back up so that we continue to have it, and place the last gear wheel here, and then we're going to flip this switch. One of the things you do need to know is you have to pull out the item to be able to use it. You can't just simply use it out of your inventory bag. So we're going to flip the switch here, and a cutscene will ensue. From here, you're going to obtain an achievement/trophy, and then move on through day 1 and the rest of the game. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Honestly, the tutorial should be pretty straightforward. But like I said, we'll be posting the rest of the game subsequent to this and as individual videos. So if anybody is in need of help for any of the days or nights throughout the game, feel free, check out the channel, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we will catch you in the next episode. Hey everybody, we're playing Hello Neighbor 2, and we're working on the day 1 walkthrough achievement/trophy. Concept of this game is going to be searching areas, avoiding being detected by whoever's monitoring those spaces, right? So there's a house, a museum, a bakery, another house, and you're simply trying to solve puzzles without being seen. All right, so let me just show you real quick. This is the cop in day 1. He's monitoring this house here that we're going to have to eventually enter. But this is what it looks like when you get captured. You get thrown back out into the front area of whatever space you're searching through. When that happens, you will lose some of your items and equipment. Not necessarily all of them, but you will lose some. Okay, so make sure that you're just being aware of the things that you have and the things that you're losing, because if, let's say, for instance, you need a crowbar, you might have to go find another one, right, if you get caught. So we're inside the treehouse across from the day 1 house. We're going to open up this wall here, and we're going to grab this sword with the arm, and we're just going to put it on this robot and manipulate it a little bit until we see green eyes. It's going to indicate that we have everything in the right spot. The shield will need to turn, as well as the sword. Once this happens, we're going to gain access to a flip switch. So we're going to take this switch here and switch these tracks for this train. At that point, the train is then going to push a pair of scissors through that little cardboard box there. You can grab the scissors. You will need the scissors for the day 1 house. As far as the tutorial is concerned, it was helpful to the degree that it showed you how things are placed and what buttons to press, like a typical tutorial would. However, the puzzles aspect of the game is the most difficult part of it all. It's incorporating being captured by monitors of these spaces, but knowing where the pieces are, how to find them, and how to collect them is the most difficult part. So we're in the day 1 house. There are a few puzzles inside here. You will need some of your tools. Those scissors will come in handy a little bit later, but it's best to just go ahead and pick them up before you even enter this house. So we need 3 dolls here. We've grabbed 1 already inside that wall, and we're going to place the dolls on top of a house according to that picture on the refrigerator there. So we have 1 of the dolls here. We're going to go grab the other one. Behind this painting or this picture frame, there is a spin dial. You're going to unlock this N-O-T. So you're going to spell not, and it's going to open up this door here for you so that we can grab another doll. There's a crowbar there if you need it. So if you don't have the same crowbar that you had in the tutorial, you can go ahead and pick one up there. And then your third doll is going to be on top of this, inside this hole in the wall. And that map there actually indicates that there are scissors across the street in the treehouse. So all over the place in this game, there will be indications, maps, signs, puzzles, pictures, just various attempts to display where you need to be going next. But once you put those dolls on that house in the particular order, it's going to give you a key. And as you can see here, there are 4 key locks that you need keys for. So not too bad for the first key, and honestly, as long as you know what you're doing, the puzzles aren't that difficult. The hardest part about the puzzles is just determining, you know, like most puzzles, where to start, right? So we're working on the next key here, and we're going to collect these blocks. A couple of things I want to show you, all right? So I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're captured or caught. So the police officer is going to catch me inside here. I'm going to speed things up just to show you that you do have to go back and collect the items for the puzzle. So like I mentioned, there are things inside your inventory that will be removed upon being captured or caught by whoever's monitoring the space. When that happens, for instance here, those blocks were put back where they belonged inside the house. Not necessarily where they belonged, but where they started, right? So you're going to have to go back and collect those things. There are things that will remain in your inventory, your scissors, your crowbar. So I needed to get that cop out of there. I went and hit that alarm clock, and that's a fairly good point that there are things around the houses and the other spaces that you can use to manipulate those who are monitoring those spaces. We'll just call them hall monitors. So your hall monitors will wander off and, you know, go inspect where that noise came from. But now that we have all 4 blocks here, very, very simple. You're going to place them on the corresponding colors on top of that shelf there, and that will indicate the code here. You'll grab the key, right? The order of the code. Grab this key here, and I just fast forwarded a little bit because I had to run around from that cop. He was in my way. So unlock the second lock, and we're moving on to puzzle number 3. It's at this point you will need the scissors, so you can bust those out, and we're going to go upstairs with those scissors, cut this police tape here, and the last 2 keys will be located inside the upper story of this house. I'm going to grab this switch here, open this wall. The scissors can be used to cut cobwebs or spider webs, so that's worth mentioning as well. You're going to grab this battery here. So crowbars will open up wood planks and boxes, and your scissors will cut spider webs and police tape. I'm going to place this battery on this switch, hit the switch, the car goes underneath the bed. You're going to hit the switch again, and the car will come back with a key, right? So I got caught there again, and I had to come back and grab the key again, but you do not have to grab the battery will stay there. Okay, so I see this pillow here with a patch on it, can be cut, similar to the police tape and the spider webs. It's going to give us a portion of a picture frame. I had to cut there again too because the police officer was upstairs and wandering around, so I don't want to make you guys have to wait through all of that. Just gonna speed things along here as best we can. We see some police tape again over here, so we're going to actually go up on top of this. So you notice that police tape is going to have something else behind it for sure, but we're going to place this picture here, the portion of the picture, inside the picture frame, just so that we don't lose that if we happen to get caught again. I'm being a little risky carrying around this key with me, but I won't have to go back downstairs just yet. Okay, so pulled out my crowbar to cut something. That's not the way to go, so we need the scissors. Grab that piece of the picture, put it on the picture frame, and we need 2 more here. So police officer shows up. I had to run around, do some escape stuff, right? And then I went down and actually hit that key there that I had. So that's the only bit that was removed from the video here. This is the 3rd piece of the picture in the picture frame that we need to collect. The last one is a little bit tricky. So show you what that looks like right now after we pop that one inside there. We're going to climb on top of this shelf. We're going to use our scissors to cut this spider web so that we can grab this kettlebell here. And then the kettlebell is going to be used on a platform. But we need to lure the cop inside here because he's in the room that we need to access. Just waiting it out in here. As much as the monitors are annoying, the hall monitors are annoying in these spaces, they are pretty stupid. So you can distract them fairly easily. And you can also run faster than they can. So that helps too. Go put that kettlebell on that platform. It's going to give you the last picture piece for the picture frame. And that will give us another key once we put that inside here. The key for this is a little difficult to grab. I found trouble with it. So if anybody else is, I'll show you an easy way to snatch it up. You just have to jump on some boxes if you can't quite see it. So I'm going to put this last picture piece in the picture frame. It's going to open up a drawer here, and as you can see, you can't quite see down inside that, so we're going to hop up onto these boxes over here on the right hand side, and all you need is just the icon, right, for a split second to be able to grab this thing, right? And that's the case across the board throughout the entire game. As long as you're just close enough to snag the item, it really doesn't matter where you're standing. Okay, so I'm going to take this key here, and that is the last one. All right. So it was the dolls on the house, the 4 blocks and that safe, the picture frame, and the car, the toy car under the bed. All right. So now after this little load screen here, achievement will pop for you. We're going to move on to a cutscene once we unlock this basement here. There's a key on the end table there, but that does it for day 1. All right, night 1, Hello Neighbor 2. We are going to exit the basement here, and there's going to be a cutscene. The cutscene is of a paper plane hitting you, flying into you, and then you notice all these other paper planes on the ground here. So you're simply going to follow the paper planes. This one's super easy. It ultimately all arrives at the same place, no matter which direction you go to follow the paper planes. It's going to be up this little wooden pathway here to the museum. So once you get to the museum, it's a little eerie inside here. You're going to have to return here later on in the game for sure. However, at this point, this junction, it's just simply picking up this shovel here, and then an achievement will pop for you after a bit of a cutscene. Once this achievement pops for you here after this load screen, you're going to wake back up where you originally started before day 1. But at this point, that's all that's needed for night 1. Going to move on now to day 2. Alright, day 2, Hello Neighbor 2, and we are headed to the bakery. So on the left over there, you saw the house from day 1. Speed things up just a little bit here for you. But you're going to head to the bakery over to the right, exiting where you started. And there are actually 2 achievements inside this level. One of them is missable. Okay, so that's worth bearing in mind. I will show you that here coming up. But first thing you need to do, or first thing that you can do, I should say, is you can grab the key from the baker. I would suggest doing this first because once she starts wandering around looking for you because she hears something, it can be slightly difficult at that point. So grab the key first. You can unlock this refrigerator, and this is going to be the missable achievement right here. Okay, so you're going to grab this fish-shaped biscuit and you're going to give it to the cat. And one of the things that you can do here is you can pet the cat. All right, so after placing the biscuit in there, you can pet the cat. Cat will snuggle up to you, or the game's version of that, and then you can pick up the puzzle piece required. So that achievement is missable because you can give the cat the biscuit and pick up the puzzle piece without petting the cat. All right, so if you've happened to do this, you can just blaze through another playthrough super easy and just pop that real quick. There's actually another achievement later on for petting a dog, so We'll show that when we get to that day, though. You're going to take this puzzle piece here and going to speed things up. I'm not real sure how the baker saw me from inside, and I was just standing outside. However, we're going to speed things up just to push through this. And you're going to take this puzzle piece and put it on the register. So it's a button on the register, and as you can see, you need 4 of them. You'll also notice on the ground here, there's a clock. It says 10:35. That is significant. However, if you're watching this walkthrough tutorial, you're not necessarily going to need to know that. I'm just going to show you how it's done. But there are clocks around that say 10:35. That's significant because you need to actually manipulate a clock to say 10:35. But we will eventually get there. You're going to go through this window here, or in the back door if you'd like. You're going to grab this red wheel, and we're going to take this upstairs. All right, so you can climb this ladder, and you can go through this window. You can throw stuff to break windows, and I'm not real sure why this red metal object doesn't break this window. So I have to bust out my crowbar, but there are instances where the crowbar didn't work for me and I had to throw my scissors at a thing. So at any rate, break this window, pick up your items back, and we're going to move into the space where you can actually use this red wheel. So we're going to go over here to the bathroom, and we're going to take a left, and we're going to put this red wheel right inside here. This is going to stop the water from watering the plant outside. And we're going to access another puzzle piece by cutting the plant outside. So moving outside to get to this plant here, you're going to bust out your scissors and cut around the plant. Cut it down completely to its roots. So you'll have to do it a few times here, but you can see that puzzle piece inside there will drop down and you can pick that up. We're going to go ahead and just pocket this thing for now, because there are some other things that we can do inside here. As you can see over there on the right hand side, there is some tapestry on the wall. It looks like a quilt with a patch on it. We're going to cut that patch, most certainly, to give us a puzzle piece to access yet another puzzle piece. We're busting out the handy dandy scissors here, and it's going to give us a clock hand. So remember when I said 10:35 is significant? There's another clock on the wall there too. Digital clock that indicates that, but we're going to have to do some running around here because we got spotted by the baker. So just bear with me for 2 seconds, and we're going to, while we're at it, just running around. We're going to put this puzzle piece back into place so that we don't lose it. Again, remember, you will lose things if you get caught. And that is most certainly especially the case for puzzle pieces to puzzles that you have not completed yet. So we have this clock hand here, and we are fast forwarding because after placing the clock hand on the clock and trying to turn to 10:35 as the other digital clocks in the area have indicated, we got spotted by the baker. So we had to jump outside, and essentially when you're getting spotted, you can just bust circles. The hall monitor will eventually leave the space. If they're lingering, you can use various tactics like an alarm clock around the space to lure them out and away from where you need to be at. So we're going to change this clock to 10:35 like the digital clocks have indicated. It's going to give us another button for the cash register. And at this point, we have 1, 5, and 7, so we need just one more. This last one I left for the end because it is rather tricky. So after we get this button onto the cash register here, we have to go get button number 6. And that's going to require a few steps. Okay, so just going to speed things up here for the sake of time. And we're going to go through the back door here, and we're going to pick up something out of this ice cooler. So you see the ice cooler across the way there. The baker has left, so I'm in the clear. I'm going to pick out this ice cube that has a key inside of it. And we're going to put the ice cube inside the fire. We need to collect the key out of the fire, but we can't do that while the fire is on. Obviously, that means we need to put the fire out. The best way to do that is with a fire extinguisher. The reason why this is the most difficult part of this day 2, this puzzle, isn't necessarily because of the steps involved, although there are a couple of more steps here than are otherwise in this space. It's because the baker stays in that area predominantly. The baker is behind the counter doing things and hears things, and once she hears things, she turns around, especially if you're opening this cabinet here or making noise with the fire extinguisher. So she spots me again. I have to run out. At least I got the fire extinguisher out of there. So after putting the ice cube in the fire, we're going to put out the fire with the fire extinguisher. Once we've done that, we'll gain access to that key. We can pick it up, and that key is going to open up a book upstairs. Okay, so again, this is a rather lengthy part of this day, and just to obtain one button for the cash register. The other ones were relatively simple, but that's just how it goes, right? So I'm doing a lot of maneuvering here just to try to get the baker way out of the way, and it's worth going upstairs at this point just to try to lure her upstairs, and then eventually she's going to come back down, at which point you can go back up and utilize this key where it needs to be. Climb this ladder again, and we're going to go inside, second story, and we're going to open up a book with this key. It's that book right there on the table. Unlock the lock, open the book, and that's going to give us the last cash register button. However, Baker spotted me, so I had to take off. She will eventually wander off, and I can grab the key here, or rather the button for the cash register. I already used the key. This part is a little tricky as well, because again, the baker will hang out right behind the counter there, and this is where you need to be, right in front of her. So what's going to end up happening is I have to maneuver away. She's going to spot me. I'm going to run back in, and then I can give you guys what the combination for the cash register is. It's going to open up the drawer, and you're going to pick up a key. In order to pop this achievement for day 2/trophy, you just simply need to pick up the key. If you don't have the key, or you get spotted after you pick up the key, you will have to return here before you can move on to night 2. The code to the cash register is 1576. That will give you the key for night 2. If you get caught here, again, you will need to return like I did. I got caught. Although I picked up the key and I did pop the achievement, I will have to return to the bakery. The baker will still be there. Alright, so just be wary of that. But at that point, you're good to go on day 2. We're going to move on to night 2. Alright, we're playing night 2 of Hello Neighbor 2, and this is the key that you need. This was from day 2. You need the key out of the cash register to open up the door for night 2 at the museum. So just showing you where the key is if you grabbed it and got caught, or maybe you lost the key at some point by getting caught. That's where you go back to retrieve it. It has to be back in the cash register at the bakery. Now we're going to go up to the museum from here. So it's just up this hill. It's the next building over, basically. Not real sure why I went over to look at that kettlebell. But we're going to go up this wooden platform here from the bakery. There's a bit of a detour in night 2 in Hello Neighbor 2 that you need to take. It's going to be to get to the highest point inside this house here. And it comes as you unlock this door. So you need access to the inside, and you're going to utilize your crowbar as well, so make sure you have that handy. But once you unlock this door here, you're going to take your crowbar and you're going to go straight upstairs. Again, this is during night 2 that this was done. Unlock that door immediately, and you're going to head upstairs to the left. You're going to pull off this plank here with the crowbar, open the door, and then you're just going to start climbing. So you're going to climb this. You're going to climb about 3 different ladders, and like the achievement suggests, you're just simply trying to get to the highest point of this building here. So once we're done climbing all of these ladders here, you're going to head up to the top of the chimney, and then the achievement will pop. We're going to just let this play through here so you can see the actual achievement pop, but then we will move on to actually completing night 2. It's worth bearing in mind, again, that you will need the key from the bakery to unlock the front door, so that you have access to the inside, and you will need a crowbar to remove the plank so that you can actually exit the back of this house. The nights in general are easier than the days in this game, Hello Neighbor 2, but this one is not quite as simple as night 1 where you're just picking up the shovel. You do have to place some puzzle pieces inside night 2 in order to retrieve an item to move on to day 3. So we're going to put this house here. There's another house here, and we need to open up, if you saw that safe over there by the platform where all of these houses go. This one's a little trickier, so I went inside here and actually opened this door from the inside. That's the easiest way to do it in order to get into the door from the outside. So after I opened that door with the crowbar, there's a crowbar there too if you need one. I was able to just jump in from the back side instead of having to run through the center where you unlocked the door originally. So now that we have all 3 houses here, we're going to put it on the map. It's going to open up this safe. You're going to grab that key. You're going to unlock this door here. You're not quite done yet. You need your scissors. You're going to cut off this spider web, exposing this lamp. You're going to put the lamp on the wall here, and then you're going to tilt both lamps out. It's going to open up this door. You're going to use your scissors again to cut this cobweb, this spider web, and open this door here and grab this key. So this key is going to unlock a door at the top. I'm going to go ahead and just do ourselves a favor and open up as many doors as we need to so that we can, or as we can, so that we can run around at will away from this guy. You can run a little bit faster than this. So we're just going to go up the stairs here. We're going to use that key on this door. And you do not need to break the glass here. You can pick up this picture frame through the glass, and that will trigger this cutscene and ultimately pop the achievement for you. So that does it for night 2. We're going to move on to day 3 now, right after this. Day 3 in Hello Neighbor 2 is very simple. You don't have to complete any of the puzzles if you're just looking for the achievement / trophy. You're going to make your way over here to the hunter's house, and there are 2 things you need. You need access to the safe via a shovel, and you need the code to actually open the safe. Both of which we're going to get here. In order to obtain the code, you would have to complete all of the puzzles inside the house, and that would give you a map on a wall that would give you a code that you could then use. But ultimately, you're going to have to pick up this shovel and open a safe anyways. So if we can skip all of the puzzle stuff, might as well. The shovel is going to be located on top of this roof here, so you're going to make your way onto the house. There is a puzzle piece up here, just FYI, but we're going to bypass that, drop down here, and grab this shovel that's behind us. Once we have the shovel, we'll be able to dig up the safe. Gonna hop down from the roof back onto the ground. I know this is a little bit of a cheat, but again, if we're just looking for trophies or achievements, this is going to be the easiest day in Hello Neighbor 2 that you'll have. You're going to make your way over here to where these half fences, board things are posted up, those things right there to the right. It's going to be the furthest one back over here. I get a little turned around, but it's directly behind me. And we're going to go dig up this safe. The code to the safe is 80164. So we're just going to spin these knobs here for that code starting from the left. 80164. Once you open the safe, you're going to pull out a key, and that will end day 3. Seems like the longest part of day 3 is actually spinning these knobs here. So we're going to let this play out so you can see the actual achievement pop. But once this is done, we're going to move on to night 3. There you have it. 80164 opens up, grab the key, and you're all done. Night 3 is pretty simple as well. We're going to make our way back over to the museum. All of the nights take place at the museum, if I recall correctly. And we're just going to speed over here from the hunter's house, past the bakery, up that wooden platform again, or pathway, and into the museum here. So, once you're at the museum, you're going to bust out the key that you got from day 3. You're going to go inside, avoid your hall monitor there over to the left, or wherever he happens to be. And we're going to use this key to open this door upstairs. I do get caught here, so I'm just going to speed this up, run around here on the back side. He'll eventually get bored or just wander off. He caught me and decided to go the long way around. So I was able to get inside this room here. The code is going to be 1135. That's going to give you access to the camera inside the safe here. You're going to collect the camera, and that ends night 3. So after this cutscene, you'll see the pop of the achievement. Simple enough. The nights up to this point are very easy, but they do get a little more challenging moving forward. So look forward to that. Day 4 of Hello Neighbor 2 is probably my favorite. We're going to speed run over here to where you start, to the musician's house. Once you're inside the musician's house, the premise of Day 4 is to collect a series of trophies, and then those trophies are going to be put onto a stand that's going to give you a captain's wheel that you're going to then put onto another stand. So this is the trophy room. There are several windows and doors that you can come in and out of. Just bear that in mind. You can run around as much as you need to escape your hall monitor, but this is going to be a room that you can enter, as well as a cabinet inside that room. So those rooms actually connect where those windows are. First thing we want to do though is we want to climb up onto here so that we can get into the attic. So you're just going to jump up onto this platform here, and then open this door here, and then jump inside the attic. Okay. Once you're inside the attic, there's a crowbar here to your left. You can pick that up. Obviously, you'll need that crowbar for later on, but you're going to walk across this platform out of the attic, across the way to the other side of the attic. And inside here, we're going to pull this fuse out of this box after we use our crowbar to pull that board off of there. Grab this fuse. That fuse is going to be used for later, most definitely. We're just going to hop back down into the house from here. There are a total of 5 trophies. Some of them are very easy, like this one here. So we're just going to go put this on the stand so that we don't lose it if we happen to get caught. They do have to go in a specific place. So the stand is square, so it has to go on the square platform. And this is the cabinet that I was talking about. You could just go straight through, that connects those 2 windows on the outside. We're going to jump onto this bed. Once we gain enough height, we can grab this trophy here, and then go pop that onto the platform as well. But this is where you can use that fuse. So we picked up the fuse preemptively so that we could use it here as we were grabbing that other trophy. You're going to hop back down here, open this safe. The code is 8691. Grab that trophy there. That code you obtain downstairs, and I'll show you what that looks like too, but if we know the code, we don't necessarily need to go through all the rigmarole of identifying what the code is through other puzzles downstairs. Next, we want to actually back out of this cabinet here and go into the hallway. There's a vinyl inside a picture frame that we need. I tried to throw the crowbar at it and it didn't break, So just going to fade in and out, and I threw the scissors at it, and that actually worked. So just trial and error. The crowbar works on some things and not others, or it does actually work, and I just missed the first time. So we're going to take this vinyl that we have, and we're going to avoid our hall monitor, the musicians going upstairs. So we're going to head to the piano here, and we're going to click these keys in a sequence, a particular sequence. Sequence is yellow first, then red, then green, then blue. Yellow, red, green, blue. That's going to open up this door here. We're going to place the vinyl on this record player and then turn the record player on. It's going to start a little party inside here, and you're going to jump up onto this platform that's going to gain you access to the attic again. This is a different attic, of course, but there is another trophy there. That should be the 4th one, if I'm counting correctly. I'm going to grab this sailboat here, not for any particular reason other than just to show you this is part of a puzzle that will give you that code that you needed for that safe initially. So put that sailboat there, and that code will actually be right there beneath that picture frame as it moves up. We're headed back upstairs to place this trophy in the trophy room. And we have one more to do, and this will actually be another achievement inside of day 4, where we can pet this dog here. So I say here, we're not quite there yet. First things first, we need to grab a steak for the dog. The steak is on a grill outside, and the grill is on fire. So much like inside the bakery of day 2, you will need the fire extinguisher to put out the fire, and then you can grab what is beneath the fire on the grill. Day 4 is actually not too bad when it comes down to the hall monitor being around as frequently as some of the other days and nights, just because I think the house is big enough to where you can avoid him at, you know, various intervals throughout the game. So you're going to place that steak inside the dog's bowl, and then you're going to pet the dog here. He actually nips at you, but that will pop that achievement for you. Once you have that, you will need a shovel to dig out that scepter there. We don't have a shovel, or rather we do. If you don't have a shovel, you can pick up the shovel right here in front of the statue where you will actually be placing that scepter. So we're going to dig out the scepter. You have to feed the dog in order to get him away from that dirt pile there. Now that we have the scepter, we're going to put it in the hand of the statue. That's going to open up this hidden chamber here, and we're going to grab this last trophy, go upstairs, and put it on the trophy mantle. Day 4 is pretty easy. I'm a fan of it, for sure. The puzzles are fun. Gonna place that trophy there, grab this wheel, run through our secret passageway inside the cupboard there. Wardrobe, I guess. And place this wheel here. You're gonna spin the wheel to align with the blue behind it. So the blue handle needs to align with that blue triangle back there. And grab the key. That completes day 4. We're going to move on to night 4. We are in night 4 of Hello Neighbor 2 now, and we are moving on from the musician's house in day 4 back to the museum. So we're going up this wooden pathway here into the museum. Once you're in the museum, there are a few puzzles inside here now. The previous nights have been relatively simple, but now we have to find our way a little bit deeper into the museum. We have this key here that we're going to use to unlock this door over here on this side. I do end up getting caught here, so we're going to make our way back to this room from downstairs, but let me show you what you need in this room first and foremost. It's going to be a wrench inside a book over here on the table. So you see the table over to the left, there's a book there. You're going to open it up and you're going to grab the wrench out of here. So you will need that wrench just outside of this room, and we'll make our way back up there, no worries. But starting from outside, what I decided to do is grab this fish head, so you will need this for upstairs. On my way back upstairs, it was worth just snagging real quick. And we're going to put it onto a statue of a fish that is missing a head. There are 3 statues in here that are missing heads, and there's actually an achievement for putting the wrong head on the wrong statue. That achievement is called Mad Scientist, Construct an Abomination. You'll see me pop it here. However, I had put the fish head on the fish body and the bear head on the bear body, so I did not swap the heads with the bodies, and the achievement still popped. That's worth bearing in mind for anybody, as long as that's helpful information. I'm going to grab the wrench here. We're going to unscrew that bolt, and we're going to come inside this bathroom here where a book is sitting on a toilet. We will take that book back to the bookcase in the room where we found the wrench originally. Just throwing a crowbar away here because I have 2. I need to free up some space inside my inventory. Night 4 is not too terribly difficult. The guy shows up a few times and there are some places to hide. So I'm hiding in the bathroom behind the tub until he eventually goes away, at which point I can take the book where I need to take it. Again, that's going to be inside the room we were just in, where the wrench was. And you need to place the book here on the corresponding icon. And I pulled all of the books down just to show you which ones move here. But we need to push this one back in. The other 3 need to stay out, and that's going to give you the bear head. So here comes the achievement popping. Just to prove to you that I wasn't lying, I put the fish head on the fish and the bear head on the bear, and then the achievement popped. So if the achievement doesn't pop for you, I would try it the other way first, just putting a different head on a different body. However, this should work for you if it worked for me. But at any rate, we're headed downstairs to grab the last remaining head that goes on the hog. We need the hog head for the hog. We're going to use our crowbar to pull off this board here and enter the garage. The hog head is going to be in the trunk of the car, so we need to actually open the car. We're going to put the car handle on the car door. We're going to pop this lever here, and that is going to open the trunk. Grab the head, and there's a little bit of dancing I need to do around the hall monitor. He pops into the room here, and I just hide behind the car, much like I hid behind the tub in the bathroom, until he eventually goes away. So once he's moved on, we're making our way back upstairs. Once we put the hog head on the hog, it's going to drop down the attic stairway for us. So here come the stairs. We're going to just climb these here. And that's going to do it for night 4. We're going to grab this key over here on the wall, and we're going to unlock this cage here to let out the little boy. And a cutscene will ensue. So moving on to completing the game after this, but we are nearly done. We're on the last leg of Hello Neighbor 2 in the attic, about to beat the game here. We just need this switch out of this monster statue's hand, and there are a pair of scissors over on this table that we need to collect so that we can open up the jail cell door in the attic here. So I'm going to cut these 2 spider webs on the code dial here. The code dial is upside down, just be wary of that. But the code is going to be 98613. Okay, it's upside down. The 6 looks like a 9 upside down, or vice versa. So it is 96813. Once you put in the code, the door will open for you, and you can move on to the next little part of this attic adventure. We're going to cut this spider web over here. And we're going to put that switch that we grabbed from that statue onto the wall here. I'm going to turn it on, activate. It's going to open up a hidden passage here. Just taking it nice and easy just in case. But there's nothing inside this attic. You're going to drop through the floor down here into that bookcase room that you were in where you obtained that bear head originally. It's at this point things get a little hectic, almost annoying to some degree. I jumped down here, and the best place to hide here, there are bear traps everywhere by the way, is going to be just next to the fireplace underneath the stairs. So you can stay inside here and your hall monitor is not going to be able to get you from inside here. As a matter of fact, you need him to come closer so you can grab something out of his pocket. You saw when I ran over the glass just outside of this little hidden compartment here, the glass makes noise. So we need to lure this guy over here. You saw there he had that wrench in his back pocket. We need to lure him over this way. He'll come towards the glass if he hears it, but then he needs to actually see you and he will come closer, and then you're just spamming the grab button to get this thing out of his pocket. So lure him as close to you as possible without getting caught, and then just spam grab, and you will grab the wrench out of his pocket. You will use the wrench then to open up the fireplace here. So we need to unscrew bolts on both sides. Be wary of that bear trap right in front of the fire there. And we're going to pop those two out of there, and then we are going to move this gate to expose the fireplace. From previous levels like day 4 and day 2, you should be aware that in order to put out a fire, we need a fire extinguisher. You're going to make sure you have equipped your wrench, your handy dandy wrench, because we will need that here again. You're going to unscrew this bolt, grab the fire extinguisher, and then put out the fireplace fire. There's a key hidden behind the fire, and that's why we need to put out the fire. We're just going to go ahead and get rid of this bear trap here because it's annoying. But as you can see, there is a key inside the fireplace. It looks pretty sick. It looks like a boss key for sure. So this is going to be the last key that you use in the game. You will also need a crowbar. So if you don't still have a crowbar in your inventory, I will show you where to obtain a crowbar real quick. It's going to be just outside of here around the left-hand side, but you will need the key to unlock a lock on the front door, and then a crowbar to pull off 2 boards from the front door. So there's your crowbar right there. You'll need to break that glass in order to gain access to that crowbar, and that can be difficult in and of itself, but there's access to it if you need one. Going to get rid of this bear trap as well, and we're going to move towards the front door to unlock this lock. I would highly recommend everyone just take their time with this like I did. The guy spotted me as I was unlocking that lock and trying to pull those boards off, but there is no time limit to this, okay? So as soon as you pop off these 2 boards with the crowbar and you open this door, that will complete the whole game. Feel free to enjoy this final cutscene. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will catch you next time.